From the gun, here's Goff. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
2 up. 11.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's complete to Cooks. Touchdown, Brandon Cooks, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams have got this back to a one-score game. Zerline connects on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Zerline out now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And the Browns getting set to go. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustment. You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Patriot! Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Black 99 Philly, here we go!
Handoff comes to Chubb. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 64 yards. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Rams getting set to go now. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Goff. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Hey, let's go. Let's go, Brown.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Josh Reynolds. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 41. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Extra point attempt to come here. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? And Cooks has it over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. To throw is gone. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Touchdown, L.A. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after him right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football, you've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Well, they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
2nd down, Mayfield. That's caught out left by Perriman. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
Gone! 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 Gone!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Mayfield on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Fowler coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Back to 89 Philly. Here we go. Watching that Barney. Barney. Watching that Barney. Barney.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Here goes tonight. 120.
Now a handoff for Gurley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Black 20. 11. 11. 85.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to 3rd down. And an alley to run. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 3rd and long. It's gone. He's going to air one out. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson, and he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard. Watching that, Barney.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Over
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee.
Now, Barney. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hut.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.